So we're going to start in a butterfly pose. We've done this before, but we're going to add a little bit to it. And the butterfly pose does a lot of work for your inner hips, in your inner thigh muscles in particular. So start with your feet together, and your hands can be anywhere that you are able to hold them, on your shins, on your feet. The key to this, and everything that we do, especially today, is going to be to not force this. All right, so you're going to inhale and bring your torso up, and on the exhale, just fall forward. Not trying to pull, you're not trying to push your knees down. Then inhale, come up a little bit, and exhale, fall forward. So we're just getting started here. Those of you who have joined us, we are doing a butterfly pose, and we are simply letting our torsos fall forward. We're not trying to force anything today at all. Exhale, fall forward. So this is kind of, this yoga for recovery is a little bit of a combination between, progressive stretching and yoga poses. Progressive yoga? Yoga stretch? No, I don't like that. Yoga for recovery, because that's what we're using it for. And we're just going to continue to do this for a few more moments, working on getting the breath into our belly. The end of class today, or the end of the practice, we're going to do a breath session and do a little bit of breath work. It's going to be a little bit of a challenge, but it's been shown to do a lot of work for preventing soreness and preventing accelerating recovery. All right, so we have done, I think, in the past we've done a cow face pose. And cow face pose is wrapping your legs around so that your knees are on top of each other. And we're not going to do that tonight. And what we're going to do is a half of a cow face. Half a face, I don't know. All right, so I'm extending my left leg. My right knee is bent and on top of my left knee. It's not terribly comfortable. All right, so the goal here, though, is going to be the same thing that we were just doing in butterfly. So we're going to inhale, and we're going to holy bologna and come forward. So I'm feeling this actually in the back of my knee. So I'm going to put my hands here and just elevate, and you can put a block, a towel, something small. Got 8 million towels. Let's grab a towel here. One of my cleaning towels for the cyclocross kit stuff. So I'm just going to fold this up and put it underneath my knee. Not going to make a lot of difference, but it's going to make a little bit. And going to continue to just fall forward. So I'm feeling this in my hamstrings. I'm feeling this in my So the whole practice today is going to be working on hip mobility, but in some different ways than we've done it in the past. So inhale and exhale and come forward. So I spent a whole bunch of time on Saturday filming different strength training exercises for everyday athletes, for cyclists and runners and triathletes. And 2 of them worked, but then I must have reached up and turned off my microphone, and so we had like 15 of them that had no sound. We had laughed a lot too. It's too bad. It would have been fun. Okay, we'll do one more. So I'm feeling a really interesting pull in my right hip that I don't normally feel as I come down. Good. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to swing all of my stuff around, my legs around, come into a downward dog. here so you can see what we're doing. Inhale, come up on your tiptoes, and then exhale and sink a right heel down. Come up on your tiptoes, sink a left heel down. And then you can do the tiptoes and sink both heels down. All right, now what I will do is inhale, bring my right foot up, and then I'm going to bring my right foot forward into a lunge. And I'm going to bring my left knee down. All right, so what we're going to do is a lizard pose. And in yin yoga, this is a different pose. And we're going to bring your hands down onto the mat. And my right foot is on the floor. And I can't look up to see you right now. So from here, so this is what I'm looking at. You know, this is about as all the farther I can get. Some of you are going to be able to move a lot more. Bring them forward. And you're going to feel this, or at least I'm feeling it in my left hip flexors, and in my left inside of my hip muscles, and in my right hamstrings. And then we'll inhale, exhale, and come forward. Inhale back. So the goal is obviously to be bringing my hips towards the mat. I can't say at the mat because, well, maybe you can get there, but I certainly can't. Exhale. And you're trying to breathe through your nose, in and out through your nose. Let's do a few more of these. Try to breathe into your belly if you can. Try to drag your breath in. Last breath. Good. All right. Then you're going to bring your right leg back, curl your toes back under, and come back up into your downward dog. And then let's walk our feet forward, and now come forward with your right foot, and we're going to do that half cow face with the right foot forward and your left over the top. Now, I'm already feeling, and you're going to likely feel, a difference between the two sides, and that's normal. Yeah, because the left side doesn't want to move as much. Oh, yeah. All right, there's a lot going on here. This is juicy, as they say. All right, so the goal is to be bringing my left foot. When you get all pretzely like this, it's hard to tell. It's like playing Twister and going, well, which finger is that? Which hand is that? Is to bring my left foot back toward my right hip so that my left knee is on top of my right knee. It's not going to quite get there, but that's okay. Inhale and then come forward. Wow. So I'm feeling this a lot in my people complain, like runners and cyclists and triathletes, we complain about having really tight hamstrings. We need tight hamstrings because they are they're like ham springs. They're like the springs that we use, we coil and then explode forward as we run and as we ride our bicycle. So having tight hamstrings, you don't want to be overly tight. Like if you can't touch your knees, bending over, then maybe, there's some work to be done. But what we're really looking at is the mobility piece and moving better as opposed to being more flexible. There's a lot of research coming out about that flexibility is not what we're looking for. We're looking for mobility and being able to move, which this kind of exercise is helping a lot. although it doesn't feel like it's helping. Ay, ay, ay. This is good though. I can feel some movement happening. I can start to feel like there's actual mobility happening or something happening. The muscles don't actually lengthen. It's more the fascia, this sheath that goes around your muscles that starts to lengthen and loosen and become more pliable, I guess would be a good word. All right, now I'm going to bring everything back around, come back into downward dog. And just for a moment, I'm going to do my inhale and come up my tiptoes and come down. And now, one more time, I'm going to bring my left foot up into the air. Inhale, exhale, and bring it forward and come down onto my right knee. Both hands are inside my left foot now. And so I'm doing the same process of inhaling and exhaling. So it's your goal to feel like that the muscles are becoming more pliable. And if we do that with a static pose, your muscles don't move as much. And what's been shown is that this kind of progressive movement really helps and really works. Pair that with our breathing practice. And between the two, we do a lot of good work with your yoga. And so this becomes, yoga for everybody. This is not, clearly I'm not the 25-year-old dancer or former dancer. I can, I don't move well, too many broken bones in the past. So it's just a matter of doing the best you can and the best movement you can. Okay, let's do one more. All right, now I'm just going to skip the downward dog and I'm going to come back and sit. And I'm going to try a full cow face, just a little bit. And just for a few moments, and we'll do it on both sides. So my left knee is on top of my right. And so the goal is that the left knee literally is on top of your right, and your feet are on either side, and then you can lean forward. I don't know that that's ever going to happen, but I'm just going to lean forward on my exhale. Inhale and exhale. It's starting to get cold in my little garage studio. We'll do 2 more of these. And get the heater out. All right, unwind yourself and switch legs. And we'll see if there's a difference between the two. Oh, dear goodness. Wow. Holy crap. Yes, there's a difference. Whoa. All right. So the goal of this is to have both butt cheeks on the ground. And I'm not even coming anywhere close to this on my left side. And left side is tight tonight. All right. Well, we're doing the same thing. We're just going to roll forward. There's a lot of movement happening. I can feel that. That's a good thing. So the breathing practice that we're going to do at the end is going to encourage you to be a little, it's called having breath hunger or hunger for air. And so it feels like you're not getting any air, and you're not. That's kind of the point. So we'll try it for just a minute or two. And if it's something that you like, let me know. I'm practicing it too. And it's one of the breathing protocols that has really helped this year. I'm feeling just huge amounts of loosening happening in my right hip. It's kind of cool. But it's one of the breathing practices that I've been practicing this year that's allowed me to race cross again after, essentially retiring or giving up 2 years ago because the asthma was so bad. And now, the asthma's still there, but the breathing is way better. All right, let's unwrap ourselves and let's come into a seated position. However it works for you. And what I'm going to ask you to do is just be in a cross-legged position and have your back relatively straight. That's really the only thing that matters. If this is not comfortable for you, you can have your feet out in front. You can be, seated like this. It doesn't matter. All that matters is that your back is relatively flat so that you're able to breathe into your hips and into your legs a little bit better. So the goal here is simply to be breathing in through and out through your nose and trying to bring the air into your belly. And in fact, let's get our right hand, so our thumb is in our belly button and your hand is in your belly. And then your other hand kind of at my rib cage, the middle of it is right there. The sternum is right there here, and then the bottom of it's there. So I'm just going to put my hand there. And I'm going to try to feel my hand expand when I inhale, and then my belly relaxing on the exhale. And we'll just do about 10 breaths here just to get the practice. And get a sense of how long you are inhaling. Don't need to count, but just get a sense. So what we're going to do is, if you're taking breaths that were X length, we're going to shorten that. So you're taking in half of that air. So if it was initially we're just going to take in just half of that air, and then let your belly relax. So you're going to push out and then relax. Push out and relax. After a certain point, you're going to start feeling like you're not getting enough oxygen. And you're not. That's the point. Okay, so you are going to be increasing the carbon dioxide levels in your system, which is what you want, because that's going to help oxygenate your blood. It's going to create more nitric oxide in your blood, and which we all know is good. It's also going to begin to increase your hematocrit. All right, so you want to inhale and exhale through your nose. So if you have questions about this, or if you want to know more about this breathing, I am learning a lot. I am not an expert by any means, but I will share what I understand so far. All right, and so let's start breathing a little bit less, breathing lighter. So just half of an inhale, and then relax your belly. And I'm starting to feel just a little bit of a hunger. Like I wish I could just inhale, but try not to. Obviously, you don't want to go till you pass out, but unless you really do this, you won't. Keep going. Little breaths. Just push out your belly. Keep going. Do 2 more. And then relax. And take a breath in with your nose closed, or with your mouth closed. All right, so if you want to try that, the goal is to do that between 3 and 5 minutes. We're only going to do that for about 2, simply because of a lack of time. So that's it for tonight. Next Monday, 7:30. Also, we have yoga for everyday athletes that lasts, classes that last 30 minutes. Tuesday morning at 6 a.m., Thursday evening at 6 p.m. Plus, we have them on video on demand. If you're interested in that, please go to the website, simpleendurancecoaching.com, and you will be able to see, just go /yoga, and you'll see our schedule and come and sign up. And come join us tomorrow morning, because it'll be in this garage, and I will be cold, but it will be awesome because it's yoga in the morning. All right.